We're having a nice meal here today. Kilimanjaro safaris, and I'm on the Shamus of Slots. Take care, folks. Okay, I think we're going on safari pretty soon. Wanted to say hi to Tara.
Well, they want to go do. Oh, we have to fast pass for the road. You can white hat it, but you can give it to her. Yeah, if she wants to ride, she can.
Here's the young lady here, and we're loading up now. Soon, we're going on safari.
Is remain seated at all times. Little ones can lap sit. They just need to remain in the same lap for the entire safari. And please keep all hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck as well. That is for your safety, utmost importantly, and mine as well as your driver. You will see above your headset animal spotting guide. We will try our best to see as many animals up there as possible, but some of them do camouflage, so we might not see them all that well, but that is A-okay. There's still plenty of other exciting things to see. And this is a photo-friendly safari, so go ahead and get those cameras ready, folks. Just make sure that the flash is turned off on your camera, because that flash will startle the animals and they'll run away. You're not going to get a good picture at the end of it all, so go ahead and turn that flash off. Now we are starting our journey today in the Aturi Forest. Aturi is the Swahili word meaning little, so this is the little forest. A lot of the animals that live in this region are going to camouflage to stay safe from predators, just like the okapi over there on the right-hand side. And then over here on the left-hand side, those dark rust-colored animals are eastern bongos, and the light tan antelopes are greater kudu. We're just letting one of those bongos cross the road.
There's the bongos.
Now they have about 10 to 15 white stripes along their bodies, the eastern bongos. Those stripes help them blend in through the shade and the sun rays that are cast through the trees. And they're considered nocturnal, so seeing them awake at this hour was a real treat. That was a female kudu we saw. That animal spotted out above their head. The male kudu have those antlers like you saw, so those are females. They give birth to their offspring during the rainy season. The okapi that you saw, they are the only known living relatives of giraffes. They have long prehensile tongues like giraffes do, and male okapi have ossicles on their heads. And the beautiful birds all around us, these are saddle-billed storks. That female is the one that's like really close to the truck. We can tell that's a female because of the bright yellow eyes. And their wingspan is about 9 feet across. And there is a black rhino up there over by the rock face. Now, black rhinos are the smallest rhino species. They can be about 3,000 pounds when fully grown, and they have a uniquely prehensile upper lip.
I didn't see it.
So what's really cool about the saddle-billed storks is that the females do not like the nests that the males would build. They can be like, hey, you know, bugger off, buddy. I want a new soulmate. So that male was up on the hillside working on a nest for her. She was just off exploring. You know, girl boss.
Girl boss.
Now we are leaving the Aturi Forest behind. Now, unfortunately, with the Aturi Forest, a lot of the animals that live in that region do face deforestation as their primary threat. So, to be proactive in preserving their species, eliminate paper product usage in your household to eliminate the impact that we have on deforestation in the world. Now, we've made it to the Safi River. Safi is the Swahili word meaning fresh and clean. And the animals that live in this region are semi-aquatic in nature, just like the pink-backed pelicans right over there. Now, pink-backed pelicans get their name for a soft pink color that develops underneath their wings. And then during mating season, the top of their beaks, as well as some of the skin in their face as well, will turn pink, which kind of makes it look like they're blushing. Now, over on the left-hand side, you might have seen one swimming around. There it is.
Oh, there.
That is a hippopotamus.
Oh, those hippos swimming.
Yeah.
Now, hippos like to hang out in the water for most of the day to stay cool. When they are out of the water, though, their skin will secrete a red pigmented oil called blood sweat. That blood sweat will act like an antibacterial coating and a sunscreen all in one to help keep their skin nice and safe from the environment around them. They don't swim all that good, so instead what they do is they make a galloping motion to help propel them through the water. Over to the left as well, there are some Nile crocodiles. Nile crocodiles are exceptional mothers. When their little ones are getting ready to hatch, they will bring their eggs into their mouths and rattle them around until the shells break up so the little ones can crawl out nice and easy. Along their backsides, those protruding armor plates are called osteoderms. Osteoderms will keep them nice and safe from predators who might try and attack them from the backside. And throughout the rest of their bodies, they have those pressure receptors that help them detect changes in water pressure so they can find prey to hunt down. And if you've ever seen a crocodile hanging out with their mouth wide open, don't worry, they're not mad, they're not yelling at anybody, because they don't sweat like we do. To regulate their body temperatures, what they do instead is expel excess body heat through their mouths.
There's a pretty tree. Look at that tree.
Wow.
Now the Safi River has led us right on up to the Savannah. The Savannah is home to some of Africa's most famous species. And the species out here will dictate the landscape based on their feeding and their migratory habits. Now this is going to be a wide open landscape with a lot of different things to see out here. So go ahead and keep checking that animal spotting guide as we pass things and I start talking about things just to make sure we're all on the same page. The zebras over there, those are Hartman's mountain zebras. There's one right over here too by the bushes. Hartman's mountain zebras are identifiable because of a unique skin fold on their neck called a dewlap. That dewlap is filled with blood vessels to help them regulate their body temperature. When they get warm, what they'll do is they'll circulate their blood through the dewlap, and once it is cooled, they'll disperse that cooled blood back out into the rest of their bodies. And if you've ever wondered whether a zebra is black with white stripes or white with black stripes, just take a look at their muzzle. Hartman's mountain zebras have a black muzzle, so that means they're black with white stripes, but that's not consistent with other zebra species, so you always want to take a look at their muzzle to determine their pattern.
Wow, neat.
Now over here to the left inside the den, there's going to be some African painted dogs.
Oh.
They're having a little mid-afternoon nap right now.
Oh, hyenas. Oh my god.
Now, African painted dogs live in very social groups of up to 27 individuals. And they have both an alpha male and an alpha female in their packs. Over here to the far left, those dark brown antelopes are sable antelopes.
Under the block.
Sable antelopes are crepuscular creatures, meaning they're most active in the early morning and late in the evening. And their antlers are shaped the way they are to help them defend themselves against predators. Anything tries to jump on their back, they can throw their heads back, and that motion in combination with their horns will prod predators right on off. And those gray and brown antelopes all around us, those are wildebeest. Wildebeest get their name from the Afrikaans word for wild beast. And even though they have that very lovely name, they do have a little nickname, which is the GNU, G-N-U. That refers to the low little chuff sound that
Aren't
they
those
make.
tall things the amp?
And they are very social animals, as you can see. There's a lot of them. They live in large groups. And then each year during the Great Migration, those herds will all come together to form a massive unit of about 1.5 million wildebeest.
Oh, 1.5 million.
Look at the zebra right there. Right up that window. There's no window.
Now those two large antelopes that are drinking out of that little watering trough, those are elands. Elands are massive, as you can tell. The female, which is the one walking away from that little watering trough, that female's going to be about 1,300 pounds. And that male, the one still drinking the water, he will be about 2,200 pounds. Now you can tell the difference between them because the male is going to be that much larger than the female. Now, when the males want to get themselves a girlfriend, they'll go make flower crowns by grabbing a bunch of foliage and stuff, and they'll put it on their horns, and then they'll go show the gal, and if she doesn't like that flower crown, she'll say, hey, go try again. When they walk, their knees make a clicking sound just like my knees do when I walk. That clicking sound happens when their tendons will slide and click over their joints. And that clicking sound will establish territory boundaries between eland groups. Now, regardless of their size, they're capable of jumping about 5 to 6 feet in the air. I'm about 5'4" 3/4", so they can jump right over me if they wanted to. Very intimidating to think about.
Never mind. I thought we were turning. My bad.
Now, there is a Maasai giraffe over here. And a little further up the hillside, you might see those horns walking around all the way over there. That is an Ankoli cattle. Now, the Maasai giraffe only sleep for about 30 minutes a day, give or take, and they get that in the form of short naps throughout the day. Me, personally, I need more than 30 minutes, but, you know, good for them. And they have those long, prehensile tongues that can be about 18 inches long. And they'll use those tongues to grab vegetation off the top of trees, like their eyeballs, or sticking their tongues right up their nose to eat their boogers. Those Ankoli cattle are also known as Watusi cattle. That refers to the tribe that domesticated them, and they originated about 2,000 years ago from the combination of the Egyptian longhorn cattle and the Zebu longhorn cattle from India.
India, Nico. What?
Now, hanging over here in the trees to the left, those are mandrills. Yeah, tell them all about it. Now, mandrills are the largest monkey species. The males can be about 100 pounds, and the females will be about 30 pounds. Mandrills have large canine teeth that they can use as a self-defense mechanism if they ever need to, but they tend to just use them as a greeting, kind of like when we smile at each other. Now, over there by the rock face, you'll see the rear end of an elephant.
Rear end.
Now, male African elephants can be about 13,000 pounds when fully grown, making them the largest land mammal. And they'll eat about 300 pounds of food in a day, making them also the hungriest land mammal.
300 a day.
Regardless of their size, they still have very sensitive skin. So they take a lot of precautions throughout the day to protect their skin from the sun, like dust baths. They will sling dust along their backsides, and they'll spray it down with water to create kind of this like muddy-like substance that will mix together and then kind of seep into the cracks of their leathery skin. Their skin can be about 1 inch to 1.5 inches thick as well.
See, there.
Elephants live in matriarchal little groups. That means the oldest and wisest of the ladies, the matriarch, will lead her herds to the best feeding grounds and the best watering holes. As the girls get older, they'll stay with the herds, whereas when males get older, they're either going to be expelled from the groups to go form bachelor groups until they're ready to start families of their own, or they're going to go live by themselves and just enjoy the company of themselves. Elephants have a gestational period of about 22 months. So that means they're going to be pregnant for just shy of 2 years.
2 years of pregnancy. I'm glad I'm not an elephant.
Yeah, what if one was like 3 million pounds?
Because you run a little bit when you're mounted like this.
Now the elephants giraffes right over here are setting a great example because they were just drinking some water. You can tell because their trunks are still a little wet. It is important to hydrate today so that you are hydrated tomorrow, as your hydration for tomorrow starts today. Now over here in the watering hole, there are some greater flamingos. Greater flamingos are called that because they're the greatest. And they also happen to be the largest flamingo species. And they are also the lightest named flamingos. Adolescent flamingos stay primarily gray for the first couple years of their life, and then their diet will help them develop that pink color. Does anyone know what they like to eat? I heard someone say it's shrimp. That is correct. Shrimp is packed with a lot of beta carotene, and it's that carotene in the shrimp that will turn them pink. Guess they really do mean it when they say you are what you eat. Now over here in the clearing there is a mud wallow, and you'll see just a little past the clearing some white rhinos hanging out over there.
Oh yeah, you can see them.
Now white
Right
rhinos
there.
are very social compared to other rhino
big ones.
species. They live in very social groups that are called a crash. Now that little nickname, a crash, probably refers to their ocular impairedness, as they can only see about 10 feet ahead of them. Now over there's an ostrich over there by the warden's vehicle. Now ostriches are about 9 feet tall and 300 pounds when fully grown, making them the largest bird. And even though they do have those feathers and those
300
wings,
pounds?
they are a flightless bird. Now rhino horns are made of keratin, like our hair and our nails, so those horns are going to grow continuously throughout their lifetime.
Oh yeah, look at them now.
Wow.
If you keep your eyes peeled to the tree line over here on the left-hand side, you might be able to spot some cheetahs laying down.
Oh, I see it.
Cheetahs live in groups called coalitions. Cheetahs can run 0 to 60 miles per hour in just under 3 seconds. But they are sprinters, not marathon runners. They're only going to hold their top speed for short little bursts.
There's a lion on the
Now this rock formation right here is a copy rock. Copy rocks are where other animals of the savannah like to hang out, up high, nice and high. They're kind of like the penthouse of the savannah. You get a great view of everything the light touches up there. And Kopi is spelled funny. It is spelled K-O-P-J-E.
Oh my god, there's a lion.
If you like to do daily word puzzles, Kopi is a great word to start the Wordle with because you can knock out 5 unique letters, 2 vowels, 3 consonants. It's a good one to keep tucked away in your back pocket in case you ever need it. If anyone is familiar with Disney's The Lion King, Pride Rock is a type of Kopi rock.
I see its butt.
Now over here on the left hand side, those fuzzy little boulders, those are warthogs.
Where? Oh, I see them. It's Pumbaa.
Now warthogs are very territorial creatures. They like to live in burrows. And they'll tuck themselves into those burrows with
Yeah,
their
I see
tusks
them.
out to keep away unwanted visitors. And they have this habit of bending their front knees when they eat to help prevent them from having sore knees when they are done eating. They have natural calluses that will act like knee pads for them. And then on the other side of this bush here, as we make this turn, you might have gotten a tiny little peeky peek of a waterbuck laying down. Now waterbucks are a type of antelope that like to live near predominant water sources. Unlike other antelope species on the savannah, though, they are not going to migrate. They're going to stay by their watering holes. There are some ostrich eggs right over there to the right-hand side. Now, with ostriches being the largest bird on Earth, they do need a pretty large egg to bring them into the world. Those eggs are about 2 to 3 pounds each, which doesn't really sound like a lot at first, but consider that 2 dozen chicken eggs weighs about 3 pounds. Kind of puts into perspective how big those eggs are. And those eggs are strong enough to withstand the weight of a full-grown adult standing on them, although I don't recommend it. They're really round, so you might end up falling over instead. Now we've made it to the warden's post. While the wardens are out throughout the day taking care of the animals, they'll leave some Nigerian dwarf goats at the post to keep the place nice and safe while they're out. Nigerian dwarf goats are a West African dairy goat that farmers will keep for that milk that will turn into cheese and soap as well. Goat's milk soap is a great eco-friendly alternative compared to generic store-brand soaps, as it eliminates a lot of plastic waste and it's free of harsh chemicals that aggravate your skin. So if you're looking for a great eco-friendly way to treat yourself soon, I recommend picking up some goat's milk soap from your local farmer's market. Now the wardens do keep their post at the edge of the reserve, so we're going to be returning to the village momentarily. We saw a lot of beautiful animals out there today, but unfortunately most of those species are in danger. So you might be wondering to yourself, what can I do to be proactive in preserving the wildlife?
Riding the monorail. You're watching the Shamus of Slots.